What if the key to achieving your goals wasn't about working harder, but about thinking differently? Picture this. You've set a big goal, something you've dreamed about for years. You've worked tirelessly, but no matter how much effort you put in, it feels like you're stuck in the same place. Frustration builds, motivation fades, and you start to wonder if you'll ever get there. Sound familiar? This is where Stoicism, an ancient philosophy, steps in not as a dusty old theory, but as a practical toolkit for modern success. Stoicism teaches us how to focus on what truly matters, how to turn obstacles into opportunities, and how to stay calm and resilient even when things don't go as planned. In this video, we'll explore 30 Stoic tips that can help you not only achieve your goals, but also find peace and clarity along the way. Whether you're striving for personal growth, professional success, or simply a more balanced life, these timeless principles will guide you. So, if you're ready to transform the way you think and act, let's dive in. Now, let's dive into the first Stoic tip: focus on what you can control. This principle is at the heart of Stoic philosophy, and it's all about understanding the difference between what's within your power and what isn't. Think about it. How much time and energy do we waste worrying about things we can't change? The weather, other people's opinions, or even unexpected setbacks are often beyond our control. But here's the Stoic twist. Instead of stressing over these external factors, we can choose to focus on our own actions, decisions, and attitudes. For example, imagine you're working toward a promotion at work. You can't control whether your boss will give you the role, but you can control how hard you work, how you communicate your value, and how you handle challenges along the way. By shifting your focus to what you can influence, you not only reduce unnecessary stress, but also free up mental energy to take meaningful steps toward your goal. This mindset doesn't just make you more productive, it also helps you stay grounded and resilient, no matter what life throws your way. So, the next time you feel overwhelmed, ask yourself, is this within my control? If it's not, let it go. If it is, take action. This simple shift in perspective can transform how you approach your goals and your life. And with that, let's move on to the next Stoic tip, where we'll explore how embracing the dichotomy of control can take this mindset even further. Now, let's take this idea of control one step further with the second Stoic tip: embrace the dichotomy of control. This concept builds on what we just discussed, but it goes even deeper into understanding where to direct your energy. The dichotomy of control is about recognizing that some things are entirely within your power, like your thoughts, actions, and choices, while others, like outcomes, other people's decisions, or even luck, are not. The key here is to focus on what you can influence internally rather than getting caught up in external results. Think of it this way: imagine you're training for a marathon. You can't control the weather on race day, the performance of other runners, or even how your body might feel that morning. But what you can control is your training schedule, your mindset, and how you prepare mentally and physically. By concentrating on these internal efforts, you not only set yourself up for success, but also reduce the anxiety that comes from worrying about things outside your control. This shift in focus doesn't just help you perform better, it also brings a sense of peace because you're no longer tied to outcomes you can't guarantee. The Stoics believed that true freedom comes from mastering this mindset. When you stop trying to control the uncontrollable and instead pour your energy into what you can shape, you become more resilient, more adaptable, and ultimately more successful. So the next time you're faced with a challenge, ask yourself, what's within my control here? Then channel your efforts there. This simple yet powerful practice can transform how you approach your goals and help you find calm in the midst of chaos. With that in mind, let's move forward to the next Stoic tip, where we'll explore how setting clear and virtuous goals can align your actions with your deepest values. Now let's shift our focus to the third Stoic tip: setting clear and virtuous goals. This is where we take the principles of control and intention and channel them into something even more meaningful. The Stoics believed that true success isn't just about achieving any goal. It's about pursuing goals that align with your deepest values and virtues. These virtues, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, serve as a compass guiding you toward a life of purpose and fulfillment. Think about it this way: if your goals are rooted in wisdom, you're not just chasing success for its own sake. You're making thoughtful, informed decisions that reflect a deeper understanding of what truly matters. Courage pushes you to take bold steps even when the path is uncertain or challenging. Justice ensures that your goals benefit not just you but also those around you, fostering a sense of connection and contribution. And temperance keeps you grounded, helping you avoid excess and stay focused on what's truly important. For example, imagine you're aiming for a promotion at work. A Stoic approach wouldn't just focus on the title or the salary. Instead, it would ask, how can I grow in wisdom through this role? How can I demonstrate courage by taking on new responsibilities? How can I act with justice by supporting my team and creating value for others? And how can I practice temperance by balancing ambition with humility and self-awareness? When your goals are tied to these virtues, they become more than just milestones. They become opportunities to live a richer, more meaningful life. The beauty of virtuous goals is that they don't just lead to external success, they also cultivate inner growth. Even if you don't achieve every goal exactly as planned, the process of striving toward them strengthens your character and deepens your sense of purpose. So, as you set your next goal, take a moment to reflect: does this align with the virtues I value most? By anchoring your ambitions in Stoic principles, you'll not only move closer to your goals but also create a life that feels truly fulfilling. With this foundation in place, let's move forward to the next Stoic tip, where we'll explore how the practice of negative visualization can prepare you for challenges and deepen your appreciation for what you already have. Now let's turn our attention to the fourth Stoic tip: practicing negative visualization. This might sound counterintuitive at first. Why would anyone want to imagine worst-case scenarios? But the Stoics saw this as a powerful tool for mental preparation and gratitude. By envisioning what could go wrong, you not only prepare yourself for challenges but also gain a deeper appreciation for what you already have. Here's how it works. Take a moment to imagine losing something important to you: a job, a relationship, or even your health. Picture the details of that scenario and how it might feel. At first, this exercise might seem unsettling, but its purpose is to help you confront your fears and realize that you have the strength to handle adversity. More importantly, it reminds you to value what you currently possess rather than taking it for granted. For example, think about your career. If you imagine losing your job, you might feel a surge of anxiety. But this exercise isn't meant to paralyze you, it's meant to motivate you. By facing this possibility head-on, you're more likely to take proactive steps to secure your position, improve your skills, or explore new opportunities. At the same time, you'll develop a greater appreciation for the stability and opportunities your current job provides. Negative visualization also helps reduce the fear of failure. When you've already imagined the worst-case scenario, it loses some of its power over you. You realize that even if things don't go as planned, you can adapt and move forward. This mindset not only builds resilience but also frees you to take bold actions without being held back by fear. The Stoics believed that this practice wasn't about dwelling on negativity, but about cultivating gratitude and mental toughness. By regularly reflecting on what could go wrong, you train yourself to face life's uncertainties with calm and clarity. And in doing so, you'll find yourself more motivated to act, more appreciative of your blessings, and less afraid of the unknown. With this perspective in mind, let's move on to the next Stoic tip, where we'll explore how cultivating discipline through daily habits can help you stay on track toward your goals. Now let's shift our focus to the fifth Stoic tip, cultivating discipline through daily habits. The Stoics understood that discipline isn't just about willpower, it's about creating a structure that supports your goals and helps you stay consistent, even when motivation wanes. By building small, intentional habits into your daily routine, you can develop the resilience and focus needed to achieve long-term success. Think of discipline as the foundation of your efforts. Without it, even the most ambitious goals can crumble under the weight of distractions or setbacks. The Stoics believed that discipline is a form of self-mastery, a way to align your actions with your values and priorities. And the best way to cultivate this discipline is through consistent daily habits. Start by identifying one or two small habits that align with your goals. For example, if your goal is to improve your health, commit to a daily 10-minute walk or a short morning stretch. If you're aiming to grow professionally, dedicate 15 minutes each day to learning a new skill or reading something relevant to your field. The key is to keep these habits manageable and sustainable so they become second nature over time. Another powerful habit is journaling. The Stoics, including Marcus Aurelius, used journaling as a tool for reflection and self-improvement. By writing down your thoughts, goals, and progress each day, you create a space to evaluate your actions and stay aligned with your values. This simple practice can help you stay focused, track your growth, and maintain a sense of purpose. Discipline also thrives on consistency. It's not about doing something perfectly every day, it's about showing up, even when it's hard. For instance, if you miss a workout or skip a day of journaling, don't let that derail you. Instead, focus on getting back on track the next day. The Stoics taught that setbacks are inevitable, but what matters is how you respond to them. By committing to your habits, even imperfectly, you build the resilience to keep moving forward. Finally, remember that discipline is a skill that grows stronger with practice. Over time, these small daily habits will compound, creating a sense of momentum and progress. You'll find that the more you practice discipline, the easier it becomes to stay focused on your goals, even in the face of challenges. With this foundation of discipline in place, let's move on to the next Stoic tip, where we'll explore how embracing obstacles as opportunities can transform the way you approach challenges. Now let's turn our attention to the sixth Stoic tip, accepting obstacles as opportunities. The Stoics had a powerful concept called amor fati, which translates to love of fate. This idea encourages us to embrace everything that happens in life, whether good or bad, as an essential part of our journey. Instead of resisting challenges, we're invited to see them as opportunities for growth and learning. Think about it this way: every obstacle you face is a chance to practice resilience, creativity, and problem solving. The Stoics believed that challenges aren't just random setbacks, they're tests designed to strengthen your character and deepen your understanding of yourself and the world. By shifting your perspective, you can transform difficulties into stepping stones toward your goals. For example, imagine you're working on a project and suddenly a major obstacle arises. Maybe a key team member leaves or an unexpected problem derails your progress. Instead of feeling defeated, you can choose to see this as an opportunity to adapt, innovate, and grow. The Stoics would remind you that while you can't control the obstacle itself, you can control how you respond to it. This mindset not only reduces frustration but also empowers you to take meaningful action. One practical way to apply amor fati is to ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? Or how can this challenge make me stronger? By reframing the obstacle as a teacher, you shift from a mindset of resistance to one of curiosity and growth. This approach doesn't mean you have to enjoy every difficulty, but it does mean you can find value in it. The Stoics also emphasize that obstacles often reveal our true priorities and values. When faced with a challenge, you're forced to decide what really matters to you and how far you're willing to go to achieve your goals. This clarity can be incredibly motivating, helping you stay focused and determined even when the path ahead seems tough. Remember, the goal isn't to avoid obstacles, it's to face them with courage and an open mind. By embracing amor fati, you cultivate a mindset that sees every challenge as an opportunity to grow, learn, and move closer to your goals. And with this perspective, you'll find that even the toughest obstacles can become valuable lessons on your journey. With this mindset in place, let's explore the next Stoic tip, where we'll dive into the power of practicing gratitude regularly and how it can transform your outlook and motivation. Now let's shift our focus to the seventh Stoic tip, practicing gratitude regularly. Gratitude is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, and it's more than just saying thank you. It's about cultivating a deep appreciation for what you have, even in the face of challenges. The Stoics believed that gratitude helps us maintain perspective, stay grounded, and find joy in the present moment, no matter the circumstances. When you practice gratitude, you train your mind to focus on the positives rather than dwelling on what's lacking. This shift in perspective can be incredibly powerful, especially when you're working toward your goals. It reminds you of the progress you've already made and the resources you have at your disposal, which can boost your motivation and resilience. One practical way to incorporate gratitude into your daily life is by keeping a gratitude journal. Each day, take a few minutes to write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be grand or life-changing. Simple things like a good conversation, a moment of peace, or even the warmth of the sun can count. Over time, this practice helps you notice and appreciate the small blessings that often go unnoticed. Another Stoic exercise is to reflect on the impermanence of life. The Stoics often reminded themselves that everything they have, relationships, possessions, even life itself, is temporary. This might sound somber, but it's actually a powerful way to cultivate gratitude. When you recognize that nothing lasts forever, you're more likely to cherish what you have right now. It's a reminder to not take things for granted and to find value in every moment. Gratitude also helps you stay motivated by shifting your focus from what you lack to what you've already achieved. For example, if you're working toward a big goal, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by how far you still have to go. But when you take a moment to acknowledge how far you've come, you'll feel a renewed sense of purpose and energy. Gratitude turns your attention to the progress you've made, which can inspire you to keep moving forward. The Stoics also believed in expressing gratitude to others. Whether it's thanking a friend for their support or acknowledging a colleague's hard work, expressing gratitude strengthens your relationships and creates a positive ripple effect. It reminds you that you're not alone on your journey and that others play a role in your success. By practicing gratitude regularly, you build a mindset that sees abundance even in scarcity and opportunity even in difficulty. It's a simple yet transformative practice that aligns perfectly with Stoic principles, helping you stay motivated, grounded, and focused on what truly matters. With gratitude as a foundation, let's move on to the next Stoic tip, where we'll explore how avoiding complaints and focusing on solutions can accelerate your progress toward your goals. Now, let's turn our attention to the 8th Stoic tip, avoiding complaints and focusing on solutions. The Stoics were firm believers in the power of action over words, especially when it came to overcoming challenges. Complaining, they argued, is a waste of energy. It doesn't solve problems, and it often amplifies feelings of frustration or helplessness. Instead, Stoicism teaches us to channel that energy into finding practical solutions, no matter how small they may seem. When you catch yourself complaining, pause and ask, "What can I do about this?" This simple shift in mindset can transform how you approach obstacles. For example, if you're frustrated with a project at work, instead of venting about how difficult it is, take a step back and break it down into manageable steps. Focus on what you can control, like setting smaller goals or seeking advice from a colleague. By doing this, you're not just dwelling on the problem, you're actively working to solve it. The Stoics also believed that complaining often stems from unrealistic expectations. We might complain because things didn't go the way we hoped or because we feel entitled to a certain outcome. But life rarely goes according to plan, and Stoicism reminds us to accept this reality. Instead of resisting what's outside your control, focus on how you can adapt and move forward. This doesn't mean ignoring your feelings. It means acknowledging them and then choosing to act in a way that serves your goals. Another key aspect of this Stoic practice is reframing challenges as opportunities. When something goes wrong, instead of seeing it as a setback, ask yourself, what can I learn from this, or how can I use this to grow? For instance, if you miss a deadline, rather than complaining about how unfair it is, reflect on what went wrong and how you can improve your time management in the future. This approach not only helps you solve the immediate problem, but also builds resilience for the long term. Focusing on solutions also strengthens your sense of agency. Every time you take action, no matter how small, you reinforce the belief that you have the power to shape your circumstances. This is especially important when working toward big goals where progress can feel slow or uncertain. By consistently choosing action over complaint, you build momentum and confidence, which can accelerate your progress in ways you might not expect. Finally, this Stoic principle extends to how you interact with others. Complaining can create a negative atmosphere both for yourself and those around you. On the other hand, focusing on solutions fosters collaboration and positivity. For example, if you're part of a team facing a challenge, instead of pointing fingers, suggest constructive ideas or offer to help. This not only moves the group forward, but also strengthens your relationships and reputation as someone who takes initiative. By avoiding complaints and focusing on solutions, you align yourself with the Stoic ideal of practical wisdom. It's a mindset that turns obstacles into stepping stones and empowers you to take charge of your journey. With this approach in mind, let's move forward to the next tip, where we'll explore the importance of daily reflection in staying aligned with your goals. Now let's shift our focus to the 9th Stoic tip, reflecting daily on your progress. The Stoics placed immense value on self-reflection as a tool for growth and self-improvement. They believed that taking time each evening to review your day was essential for staying aligned with your long-term goals and living a virtuous life. This practice isn't just about looking back, it's about learning, adjusting, and moving forward with greater clarity. To begin, set aside a few quiet moments at the end of your day. This is your time to pause and look inward. Start by asking yourself two simple but powerful questions. What did I do well today, and where could I have done better? These questions help you celebrate your successes while also identifying areas for improvement. For example, if you manage to stay calm during a stressful situation, acknowledge that as a win. If you lost your temper or procrastinated, take note of it without judgment. The goal isn't to criticize yourself, but to understand your actions and their impact. Next, consider how your daily actions align with your long-term goals. Are the choices you made today moving you closer to where you want to be? If not, what adjustments can you make tomorrow? This step helps you stay focused on what truly matters, rather than getting caught up in distractions or short-term gratification. For instance, if your goal is to improve your health, reflect on whether you made time for exercise or chose nutritious meals. If not, think about how you can prioritize those choices in the future. Another important aspect of this practice is examining your reactions to external events. The Stoics believed that while we can't control what happens to us, we can control how we respond. Reflect on moments when you felt frustrated, anxious, or upset. Ask yourself, did I respond in a way that aligns with my values? If not, consider how you might handle a similar situation differently next time. This kind of reflection builds emotional resilience and helps you respond more thoughtfully in the future. To make this practice even more effective, consider keeping a journal. Writing down your reflections not only helps you process your thoughts, but also creates a record of your progress over time. You can look back and see how far you've come, which can be incredibly motivating. Plus, journaling allows you to spot patterns in your behavior, making it easier to address recurring challenges. Finally, end your reflection with gratitude. The Stoics often emphasize the importance of appreciating what you have, even in the face of difficulties. Take a moment to acknowledge the good things in your life, no matter how small. This simple act can shift your perspective and help you approach the next day with a sense of optimism and purpose. By reflecting daily on your progress, you create a habit of continuous self-improvement. It's a practice that keeps you grounded, focused, and aligned with your goals. With this in mind, let's move forward to the next tip, where we'll explore how simplifying your life can help you achieve greater clarity and focus. Now, let's turn our attention to the 10th Stoic tip, simplifying your life. The Stoics were strong advocates for living a life of simplicity, free from unnecessary distractions and clutter. They believed that by stripping away the non-essentials, we could focus more clearly on what truly matters: our values, goals, and inner peace. In a world filled with constant noise and endless demands, this principle is more relevant than ever. To start simplifying, take a moment to evaluate your daily routines and surroundings. Ask yourself what is essential and what is merely taking up space. This could apply to physical possessions, commitments, or even digital clutter. For example, if your home is filled with items you no longer use, consider decluttering. The act of letting go not only creates physical space but also mental clarity. It's a reminder that we don't need much to live a fulfilling life. Next, look at your schedule. Are you overcommitted, constantly rushing from one task to the next? The Stoics would encourage you to prioritize quality over quantity. Focus on activities that align with your values and bring you closer to your goals. If something doesn't serve a meaningful purpose, it's okay to say no. This might mean cutting back on social obligations, limiting screen time, or setting boundaries at work. By doing so, you create more time and energy for what truly matters. Another practical way to simplify is to practice mindfulness in your consumption. Whether it's material goods, information, or even relationships, be intentional about what you allow into your life. The Stoics believed that excess often leads to dissatisfaction, while simplicity fosters contentment. For instance, instead of chasing the latest trends or accumulating more than you need, focus on cultivating gratitude for what you already have. This shift in mindset can help you break free from the cycle of endless wanting. Simplifying your life also means reducing mental clutter. The Stoics emphasized the importance of focusing on what you can control and letting go of what you can't. When you find yourself overwhelmed by worries or distractions, take a step back and ask, is this within my control? If not, release it. This practice not only clears your mind, but also helps you direct your energy toward meaningful actions. To make this process easier, consider adopting small, manageable habits. Start with one area of your life, whether it's your workspace, your schedule, or your digital habits, and gradually work towards simplifying other areas. Remember, the goal isn't perfection but progress. Each step you take toward a simpler life brings you closer to clarity, focus, and inner peace. By embracing simplicity, you create space for what truly matters. It's a powerful way to align your life with Stoic principles and move closer to your goals. With this in mind, let's move forward to the next tip, where we'll explore how developing emotional resilience can help you navigate life's challenges with greater ease. Now, let's shift our focus to the 11th Stoic tip, developing emotional resilience. Stoicism teaches us that while we can't always control what happens to us, we can control how we respond. Emotional resilience is about managing our reactions to external events, staying calm under pressure, and maintaining inner strength even when life feels overwhelming. This skill is invaluable, especially when pursuing challenging goals. One of the core Stoic practices for building emotional resilience is the concept of premeditatio malorum, or premeditation of adversity. This involves mentally preparing for potential challenges or setbacks before they occur. By imagining difficult scenarios and planning how you'll respond, you train your mind to stay composed when faced with real-life obstacles. For example, if you're preparing for a big presentation, visualize things going wrong, technical issues, tough questions, or even forgetting your line. Then think through how you'll handle each situation calmly and confidently. This exercise not only reduces anxiety, but also equips you with practical strategies for staying grounded. Another key Stoic strategy is to focus on what you can control. When you're under pressure, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by external factors, other people's opinions, unexpected delays, or even the weather. The Stoics remind us that these things are outside our control, and worrying about them only drains our energy. Instead, direct your attention to what you can influence: your attitude, your effort, and your choices. By shifting your focus inward, you regain a sense of agency and reduce the emotional toll of external pressures. Practicing mindfulness is another powerful way to build emotional resilience. The Stoics believed in staying present and fully engaged in the moment, rather than getting caught up in regrets about the past or anxieties about the future. When you feel stress building, take a few deep breaths and ground yourself in the present. Ask yourself, what's happening right now and how can I respond effectively? This simple practice helps you break free from spiraling thoughts and approach challenges with a clear mind. It's also important to reframe how you view adversity. The Stoics saw obstacles not as setbacks but as opportunities for growth. When you encounter a difficult situation, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this make me stronger? This mindset shift transforms challenges into valuable lessons, helping you build resilience over time. For instance, if you face criticism at work, instead of taking it personally, use it as feedback to improve your skills and grow professionally. Finally, cultivate a habit of self-reflection. At the end of each day, take a few minutes to review how you handled stressful situations. Did you stay calm and composed? Were there moments where you could have responded better? This practice not only helps you identify areas for improvement, but also reinforces your ability to manage emotions effectively. By developing emotional resilience, you equip yourself to navigate life's ups and downs with grace and strength. This Stoic principle not only helps you stay focused on your goals, but also fosters a sense of inner peace, no matter what challenges come your way. With this foundation in place, let's move forward to the next tip, where we'll explore the importance of prioritizing long-term thinking over short-term gratification. Now let's turn our attention to the 12th Stoic tip, prioritizing long-term thinking. In a world that often rewards instant results and quick fixes, Stoicism reminds us of the power of patience and foresight. The Stoics believed that true success isn't about chasing fleeting pleasures or immediate rewards, but about making decisions that align with your deeper values and long-term goals. This mindset shift can transform how you approach challenges and opportunities, leading to more meaningful and sustainable achievements. One of the key Stoic teachings here is the idea of delayed gratification. Instead of seeking instant satisfaction, the Stoics encourage us to focus on what truly matters in the grand scheme of our lives. For example, if you're working toward a career goal, it might be tempting to take shortcuts or prioritize short-term gain. But Stoicism asks us to consider the bigger picture. Will this choice bring lasting fulfillment? Will it align with my values and contribute to my growth over time? By asking these questions, you can make decisions that serve your long-term vision rather than momentary desires. Another aspect of long-term thinking is the Stoic practice of reflecting on the future consequences of your actions. The Stoics often advised imagining how your choices today might impact your life months or even years down the line. This exercise helps you avoid impulsive decisions and stay committed to your goals, even when distractions or temptations arise. For instance, if you're tempted to skip a workout or procrastinate on an important project, envision how these small choices could accumulate over time. This perspective can motivate you to stay disciplined and focused on what truly matters. The Stoics also emphasize the importance of aligning your goals with your core values. Long-term thinking isn't just about planning for the future. It's about ensuring that your actions reflect what you truly care about. When your goals are rooted in virtues like wisdom, courage, and integrity, you're more likely to stay motivated and resilient even when the journey gets tough. This alignment creates a sense of purpose that fuels your efforts and helps you navigate setbacks with grace. Moreover, long-term thinking helps you cultivate patience and persistence. The Stoics understood that meaningful achievements often require time, effort, and perseverance. By embracing this mindset, you can avoid the frustration of expecting immediate results and instead appreciate the process of growth and learning. For example, if you're learning a new skill or building a business, remind yourself that progress takes time. Celebrate small wins along the way, but keep your eyes on the ultimate goal. Finally, prioritizing long-term thinking allows you to build a life of lasting impact. Instead of chasing temporary highs, you invest in relationships, skills, and experiences that enrich your life over time. This approach not only leads to greater personal fulfillment, but also enables you to contribute positively to the world around you. By focusing on what truly matters, you create a legacy that extends far beyond the present moment. With this Stoic principle in mind, let's move forward to the next tip, where we'll explore how practicing self-denial can build mental and physical strength, preparing you for the challenges ahead. Now, let's shift our focus to the 13th Stoic tip, practicing self-denial to build strength. This principle might sound counterintuitive at first, but it's one of the most powerful tools Stoicism offers for developing resilience. The Stoics believed that voluntarily embracing discomfort, whether physical, emotional, or mental, could prepare us for life's inevitable challenges. By intentionally stepping outside our comfort zones, we train ourselves to handle adversity with greater ease and confidence. Think of it like this: if you've ever trained for a marathon, you know that the process isn't always pleasant. You push your body to its limits, endure sore muscles, and wake up early for long runs. But through this deliberate discomfort, you build the stamina and strength needed to cross the finish line. The Stoics applied a similar mindset to life itself. By practicing self-denial, they strengthened their ability to endure hardships without losing their composure or sense of purpose. One practical way to incorporate this practice into your life is through small, intentional acts of discomfort. For example, you might choose to skip a meal occasionally to remind yourself that you can handle hunger, or you could take a cold shower to build mental toughness and resilience. These exercises aren't about punishing yourself, they're about proving to yourself that you can endure discomfort and still thrive. Over time, this builds a sense of inner strength that prepares you for bigger challenges. The Stoics also used self-denial to cultivate gratitude and perspective. By temporarily giving up something you enjoy, like your favorite food or a comfortable routine, you gain a deeper appreciation for what you have. This practice helps you avoid taking things for granted and fosters a mindset of contentment, even in less than ideal circumstances. For instance, if you're used to eating out frequently, try cooking simple meals at home for a week. You might find that this small act of self-denial not only saves money, but also helps you appreciate the convenience and variety you usually enjoy. Another benefit of practicing self-denial is that it helps you break free from dependency on external comforts. The Stoics understood that relying too much on material possessions or external conditions for happiness makes us vulnerable. By voluntarily giving up certain comforts, you train yourself to find satisfaction within rather than seeking it from outside sources. This inner resilience becomes a source of stability, no matter what life throws your way. It's important to note that self-denial isn't about depriving yourself unnecessarily or living a life of constant hardship. Instead, it's about building the mental and emotional muscles needed to face challenges with courage and clarity. The Stoics saw this practice as a way to prepare for the unexpected, ensuring that when difficulties arise, you're ready to meet them head-on. By embracing self-denial, you not only build resilience but also develop a deeper sense of self-discipline and control. This Stoic practice reminds us that true strength comes from within, and by willingly stepping into discomfort, we equip ourselves to handle life's uncertainties with grace and determination. With this foundation of strength in place, let's move forward to the next tip, where we'll explore the importance of surrounding yourself with virtuous people who inspire growth and align with your values. Now, let's turn our attention to the 14th Stoic tip, surrounding yourself with virtuous people. The Stoics placed immense value on the company we keep, believing that the people around us have a profound influence on our character, mindset, and progress toward our goals. As the philosopher Seneca once said, associate with people who are likely to improve you. This principle reminds us that growth is not a solitary journey, it's shaped by the relationships we cultivate. Think about it this way: if you spend time with individuals who embody virtues like wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, their qualities are likely to inspire and elevate you. On the other hand, surrounding yourself with people who lack direction or integrity can subtly pull you away from your own values and aspirations. The Stoics understood that our environment, including the people in it, plays a critical role in shaping who we become. So, how can you find and nurture relationships with virtuous people? Start by seeking out individuals who align with your values and demonstrate qualities you admire. This might mean joining communities, groups, or organizations where like-minded people gather. For example, if you're passionate about personal growth, consider attending workshops, book clubs, or online forums focused on self-improvement. These spaces often attract individuals who are committed to learning and growing, making them ideal for forming meaningful connections. Once you've identified virtuous individuals, focus on building genuine relationships with them. This doesn't mean seeking out perfection, no one is flawless, but rather looking for people who consistently strive to live with integrity and purpose. Engage in conversations that challenge and inspire you, and be open to learning from their experiences and perspectives. Remember, the goal isn't to compare yourself to others, but to draw motivation and insight from their example. Nurturing these relationships also requires reciprocity. Just as you seek to learn from others, strive to be a positive influence in their lives as well. Share your own experiences, offer support, and celebrate their successes. This mutual exchange of encouragement and wisdom strengthens the bond and creates a supportive network that benefits everyone involved. It's also worth noting that surrounding yourself with virtuous people doesn't mean cutting off everyone who doesn't meet this standard. Instead, it's about prioritizing relationships that uplift and inspire you while setting healthy boundaries with those who may hinder your growth. The Stoics believed in compassion and understanding, but they also emphasized the importance of protecting your own well-being and progress. By intentionally surrounding yourself with virtuous individuals, you create an environment that fosters growth, resilience, and alignment with your values. These relationships become a source of strength, helping you stay focused on your goals and navigate life's challenges with greater clarity and purpose. With this foundation of virtuous relationships in place, let's move forward to the next tip, where we'll explore how to avoid the trap of comparison and stay true to your own path. Now, let's shift our focus to the 15th Stoic tip, avoiding the trap of comparison. In a world where social media and societal pressures constantly highlight the achievements of others, it's easy to fall into the habit of measuring your worth against someone else's progress. But Stoicism offers a powerful antidote to this mindset. The Stoics believed that comparing yourself to others is not only unproductive but also detrimental to your peace of mind and personal growth. As Epictetus wisely said, if you wish to improve, be content to appear clueless or stupid in extraneous matters. In other words, focus on your own journey, not on how you stack up against others. The problem with comparison is that it shifts your attention away from what truly matters, your own values, efforts, and progress. When you constantly measure yourself against others, you risk losing sight of your unique path and the virtues that guide it. The Stoics remind us that everyone's journey is different and external achievements are often beyond our control. What you can control, however, is your own mindset, actions, and commitment to growth. So, how can you stay true to your path and avoid the comparison trap? Start by practicing self-awareness. Recognize when you're tempted to compare yourself to others and pause to reflect on why. Often, this habit stems from insecurity or a lack of clarity about your own goals. Remind yourself that your worth isn't determined by someone else's accomplishments. Instead, focus on your own progress, no matter how small or incremental it may seem. Celebrate your efforts and the steps you've taken, even if they don't match the pace of others. Another effective strategy is to shift your perspective. Instead of viewing others as competitors, see them as sources of inspiration or learning. If someone's achievements motivate you, channel that energy into improving yourself rather than feeling inadequate. Remember, the Stoics valued wisdom and self-improvement above all else. Use the success of others as a reminder of what's possible, but don't let it distract you from your own journey. It's also helpful to limit exposure to triggers that fuel comparison. For many, this means being mindful of how much time you spend on social media or in environments that emphasize competition over collaboration. The Stoics advocated for simplicity and focus, so consider decluttering your life from distractions that pull you away from your values. Surround yourself with people and content that uplift and encourage you, rather than those that make you feel like you're falling behind. Finally, cultivate gratitude for where you are right now. The Stoic practice of reflecting on what you have rather than what you lack can help you appreciate your own progress and reduce the urge to compare. Take a moment each day to acknowledge your efforts and the steps you've taken toward your goals. This mindset shift can help you stay grounded and focused on what truly matters, your own growth and alignment with your values. By avoiding comparison and staying true to your path, you create space for genuine progress and inner peace. This Stoic principle reminds us that the only competition worth engaging in is the one with yourself, striving to be better today than you were yesterday. With this mindset in place, let's move forward to the next tip, where we'll explore how to use time wisely and make the most of this precious resource. Now, let's turn our attention to the 16th Stoic tip, using time wisely. The Stoics had a profound respect for time, viewing it as one of the most valuable and finite resources we possess. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, famously wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." This insight reminds us that time, once lost, can never be regained. Unlike material possessions, which can be replaced or repaired, time is irreplaceable. This makes it essential to use it with intention and purpose. The Stoic approach to time management begins with recognizing its fleeting nature. Every moment is an opportunity to act in alignment with your values and goals. Instead of letting hours slip away in distractions or procrastination, the Stoics encourage us to focus on what truly matters. This means prioritizing tasks that contribute to your growth, well-being, and long-term objectives. Ask yourself, is what I'm doing right now bringing me closer to my goals, or is it merely a distraction? By regularly reflecting on this question, you can make more intentional choices about how you spend your time. One practical way to use time wisely is to create a daily routine that aligns with your priorities. The Stoics believed in the power of discipline and structure to cultivate focus and productivity. Start by identifying the most important tasks for the day, those that align with your values and long-term goals, and tackle them first. This approach, often called eating the frog, ensures that you address your most meaningful work before distractions or fatigue set in. By starting your day with purpose, you set the tone for a productive and fulfilling day. Another key Stoic principle is to avoid overcommitting yourself. In a world that often glorifies busyness, it's easy to fill your schedule with tasks and obligations that don't truly serve you. The Stoics remind us that saying no to unnecessary commitments is a form of self-respect. It allows you to preserve your time and energy for what truly matters. Practice discernment when deciding how to spend your time, and don't be afraid to decline requests that don't align with your priorities. The Stoics also emphasize the importance of being present in the moment. While planning for the future is important, dwelling on it excessively can lead to anxiety and inaction. Similarly, ruminating on the past can prevent you from making the most of the present. Instead, focus on what you can do right now to move closer to your goals. This mindset not only enhances productivity, but also fosters a sense of peace and fulfillment. Finally, the Stoics encourage us to reflect on how we use our time. At the end of each day, take a few moments to review your actions and decisions. Did you spend your time in ways that align with your values and goals? If not, what adjustments can you make tomorrow? This practice of evening reflection helps you stay accountable and continuously improve your time management skills. By using time wisely, you honor its value and create a life that reflects your deepest priorities. The Stoic view of time reminds us that every moment is a gift, an opportunity to live with purpose and intention. With this principle in mind, let's move forward to the next tip, where we'll explore how embracing imperfection can lead to greater growth and resilience. Now let's shift our focus to the 17th Stoic tip, embracing imperfection. In a world that often demands perfection, Stoicism offers a refreshing perspective. The Stoics understood that imperfection is an inherent part of being human. Rather than striving for an unattainable ideal, they encouraged us to accept our flaws and those of others. This acceptance, far from being a sign of weakness, is a powerful tool for reducing stress and fostering personal growth. At the heart of this principle is the Stoic belief that we cannot control everything, including our own imperfections. Trying to achieve perfection in every aspect of life is not only exhausting but also counterproductive. It leads to frustration, self-criticism, and a constant sense of inadequacy. Instead, the Stoics teach us to focus on progress rather than perfection. By acknowledging our limitations and working within them, we can approach challenges with a sense of calm and resilience. One way to embrace imperfection is to practice self-compassion. When you make a mistake or fall short of your expectations, remind yourself that it's a natural part of the learning process. The Stoics believe that every failure is an opportunity to grow. By treating yourself with kindness and understanding, you create a supportive environment for improvement. This mindset not only reduces stress but also encourages you to take risks and try new things without fear of failure. Another important aspect of embracing imperfection is extending this acceptance to others. The Stoics recognize that everyone has flaws, and expecting perfection from others only leads to disappointment and conflict. By adopting a more forgiving attitude, you can build stronger, more meaningful relationships. This doesn't mean ignoring harmful behavior, but rather understanding that people like you are works in progress. This perspective fosters empathy and patience, qualities that are essential for personal and collective growth. The Stoics also remind us that imperfection is not a barrier to living a virtuous life. In fact, it's through our imperfections that we develop virtues like humility, courage, and perseverance. When we accept that we are not perfect, we become more open to feedback and more willing to learn from our experiences. This willingness to grow is what ultimately leads to a more fulfilling and meaningful life. To put this principle into practice, start by reframing your mindset around mistakes. Instead of viewing them as failures, see them as opportunities to learn and improve. Reflect on your actions regularly, not to judge yourself harshly, but to identify areas where you can grow. and when you encounter imperfections in others, approach them with understanding and compassion. By embracing imperfection, you free yourself from the burden of unrealistic expectations and create space for genuine progress. With this understanding, let's move forward to the next tip, where we'll explore how practicing mindfulness and presence can help you stay focused and grounded in your pursuit of goals. Now, let's turn our attention to the 18th Stoic tip, practicing mindfulness and presence. In a world filled with distractions and constant demands on our attention, the Stoic practice of mindfulness offers a powerful way to stay grounded and focused. Mindfulness, in the Stoic sense, is about being fully present in the moment, aware of your thoughts, emotions, and surroundings without judgment. It's a practice that helps you cultivate clarity and intentionality, allowing you to respond to life's challenges with calm and purpose. The Stoics believed that much of our stress and anxiety comes from dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. By bringing our attention back to the present moment, we can break free from these mental traps and focus on what truly matters. Mindfulness isn't about emptying your mind or achieving a state of perfect calm. Instead, it's about observing your thoughts and feelings as they arise, acknowledging them without getting swept away. This simple yet profound practice can help you regain control over your mind and actions. One effective way to practice Stoic mindfulness is through daily reflection. Take a few moments each day to pause and observe your thoughts. Ask yourself questions like, "What am I feeling right now?" or "What is within my control at this moment?" This practice helps you become more aware of your mental patterns and gives you the opportunity to align your actions with your values. It's a small but powerful habit that can transform how you approach your goals and challenges. Another technique is to anchor yourself in the present through your senses. For example, when you're feeling overwhelmed, take a deep breath and focus on what you can see, hear, or touch in that moment. This sensory awareness pulls you out of your thoughts and grounds you in the here and now. The Stoics often used this method to remind themselves of the impermanence of external events and the importance of focusing on their internal state. Mindfulness also involves letting go of distractions that pull you away from your priorities. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in endless scrolling, multitasking, or overthinking. The Stoics encourage us to simplify our lives and focus on what truly matters. By practicing mindfulness, you can train your mind to resist these distractions and stay committed to your goals. This doesn't mean ignoring responsibilities or avoiding challenges, but rather approaching them with a clear and focused mind. Finally, mindfulness helps you cultivate gratitude and appreciation for the present moment. The Stoics often reminded themselves of the fleeting nature of life, urging them to cherish each moment as it comes. By practicing mindfulness, you can develop a deeper sense of gratitude for the small joys and opportunities that surround you every day. This shift in perspective not only enhances your well-being, but also strengthens your resolve to pursue your goals with purpose and determination. As we continue, let's explore how learning from failure, our next Stoic tip, can further empower you on your journey toward achieving your goals. Now let's shift our focus to the 19th Stoic tip, learning from failure. In the Stoic philosophy, failure is not something to fear or avoid, it's a powerful teacher. The Stoics believed that every mistake, every setback holds valuable lessons if we're willing to look for them. Instead of seeing failure as a sign of weakness or defeat, they saw it as an opportunity to grow, adapt, and become stronger. Consider this: when you fail at something, it's easy to feel discouraged or even ashamed. But the Stoics would encourage you to step back and ask, "What can I learn from this experience?" Failure reveals gaps in your knowledge, skills, or approach that you might not have noticed otherwise. It's like a mirror reflecting areas where you can improve. By embracing failure as a teacher, you can turn what feels like a loss into a stepping stone toward success. Take the example of Thomas Edison, who famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His relentless pursuit of the light bulb wasn't marked by a fear of failure, but by a commitment to learning from each attempt. This Stoic mindset, viewing failure as feedback, can help you stay resilient and motivated, even when things don't go as planned. So, how can you apply this Stoic principle in your own life? Start by reframing your perspective on failure. Instead of seeing it as the end of the road, see it as part of the journey. When something doesn't work out, take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself, what went wrong? What could I do differently next time? What strengths did I discover in the process? These questions help you extract the lessons hidden within the experience. Another practical step is to keep a failure journal. Write down your setbacks along with the insights you gained from them. Over time, you'll start to see patterns and recurring themes that can guide your future decisions. This practice not only helps you learn from your mistakes, but also builds your confidence as you realize that failure isn't something to fear, it's something to grow from. The Stoics also remind us that failure is a natural part of life. No one is immune to it, and no great achievement comes without its share of setbacks. By accepting this reality, you can approach failure with a sense of calm and curiosity rather than dread. It's not about avoiding mistakes, but about using them to become wiser, more adaptable, and ultimately more successful. As we move forward, let's explore how staying humble in success, our next Stoic tip, can help you maintain balance and perspective on your journey toward achieving your goals. Now, let's turn our attention to the 20th Stoic tip, staying humble in success. The Stoics placed great importance on humility, not just as a virtue, but as a practical tool for maintaining balance and perspective. Success, while rewarding, can sometimes lead to arrogance or complacency if we're not careful. The Stoics remind us that no matter how much we achieve, we should remain grounded and aware of our limitations. Think about it this way: success often brings praise, recognition, and even admiration from others. While these can feel good, they can also inflate our egos and create a false sense of invincibility. The Stoics warned against this trap, urging us to remember that success is often the result of many factors, some within our control, like hard work and discipline, and others outside of it, like timing or luck. Staying humble helps us acknowledge this reality and keeps us focused on what truly matters. One way to practice humility is to regularly remind yourself of your own imperfections and the role others have played in your achievements. Reflect on the people who supported you, the lessons you learned from failures, and the circumstances that aligned in your favor. This not only keeps you grounded, but also fosters gratitude, which we've already discussed as a key Stoic practice. Another practical tip is to seek out feedback even when you're at the top of your game. The Stoics believed in continuous self-improvement, and humility is essential for this process. By staying open to constructive criticism, you can identify areas where you can grow even after reaching a goal. This mindset prevents complacency and keeps you striving for excellence. It's also helpful to surround yourself with people who keep you accountable. The Stoics valued relationships with those who could offer honest perspectives and challenge them to stay true to their values. When you're successful, it's easy to become insulated by yes men or those who only tell you what you want to hear. But having trusted individuals who aren't afraid to point out your blind spots can help you stay humble and focused. Finally, the Stoics encourage us to view success as fleeting. Just as failure is a natural part of life, so too is the rise and fall of achievements. By accepting that success isn't permanent, we can avoid becoming overly attached to it. This doesn't mean you shouldn't celebrate your wins, it simply means keeping them in perspective. Celebrate, but don't let success define you or make you lose sight of your core values. As we move forward, let's explore how focusing on the process, not just the outcome, can help you stay motivated and fulfilled on your journey toward achieving your goals. Now, let's shift our focus to the 21st Stoic tip, valuing the process, not just the outcome. The Stoics believed that true fulfillment comes not from the end result, but from the journey itself. While goals are important, fixating solely on the destination can lead to frustration, burnout, or even a sense of emptiness once the goal is achieved. Instead, the Stoics encourage us to find meaning and joy in the daily actions and efforts that move us forward. Think about it like this. When you're working toward a big goal, it's easy to become so focused on the finish line that you overlook the small, meaningful moments along the way. The Stoics remind us that every step of the journey, every challenge overcome, every lesson learned, and every moment of growth has value. By shifting your attention to the process, you can cultivate a deeper sense of satisfaction and motivation, even when progress feels slow. One way to embrace this mindset is to set process-oriented goals alongside your larger objectives. For example, instead of just aiming to lose a certain amount of weight, focus on building healthy habits like regular exercise or mindful eating. These smaller, daily actions not only move you closer to your goal, but also provide a sense of accomplishment and purpose in the present moment. The Stoics would argue that this approach keeps you grounded and engaged rather than constantly chasing a distant outcome. Another key aspect of focusing on the process is learning to appreciate the effort itself. The Stoics taught that hard work, discipline, and perseverance are virtues worth celebrating regardless of the results. When you value the effort you put in, you're less likely to feel discouraged by setbacks or delays. Instead, you'll see challenges as opportunities to grow and refine your skills, which can make the journey more rewarding. It's also worth noting that the process often reveals unexpected opportunities and insights. When you're fully present in the moment, you're more likely to notice creative solutions, build stronger relationships, or discover new passions. The Stoics believed that life is unpredictable, and by embracing the process, you open yourself up to these serendipitous moments that can enrich your journey in ways you never anticipated. Finally, focusing on the process helps you maintain a healthier relationship with success and failure. When you value the journey, you're less likely to be devastated by setbacks or overly attached to achievements. This balanced perspective aligns with the Stoic principle of amor fati, loving your fate, and allows you to approach life with resilience and gratitude no matter where the path leads. As we continue, let's explore how practicing patience and persistence can further strengthen your ability to stay committed to your goals, even when the road ahead feels long and challenging. Now, let's turn our attention to the 20-second Stoic tip, practicing patience and persistence. The Stoics understood that achieving meaningful goals often requires enduring challenges and setbacks. They believed that patience and persistence are not just virtues but essential tools for navigating life's inevitable obstacles. While it's easy to feel discouraged when progress seems slow or when faced with repeated failures, the Stoics remind us that true strength lies in staying committed to the path, no matter how difficult it becomes. One of the most powerful Stoic strategies for cultivating patience is to reframe how you view time. Instead of seeing delays or setbacks as wasted moments, consider them as opportunities to build resilience and deepen your understanding. The Stoics taught that every challenge is a chance to practice self-control and to strengthen your character. By embracing this mindset, you can transform frustration into a sense of purpose, knowing that each step, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goal. Persistence, on the other hand, is about maintaining your effort even when the results aren't immediately visible. The Stoics often compared life to a marathon rather than a sprint, emphasizing the importance of steady, consistent effort over quick wins. One way to stay persistent is to break your larger goals into smaller, manageable tasks. This not only makes the journey less overwhelming, but also allows you to celebrate incremental progress, which can keep your motivation alive. Another key aspect of persistence is learning to detach from immediate outcomes. The Stoics advised focusing on what you can control, your actions, your attitude, and your effort, while letting go of the results. This doesn't mean you stop caring about your goals. Rather, it means you free yourself from the anxiety of needing everything to go perfectly. By concentrating on the process, as we discussed earlier, you can maintain your momentum even when external circumstances are less than ideal. It's also helpful to remind yourself of the bigger picture. When you feel like giving up, take a moment to reflect on why you started in the first place. What values or principles are driving you? How will achieving this goal align with the person you want to become? The Stoics believed that connecting your efforts to a deeper sense of purpose can reignite your determination and help you push through even the toughest moments. Finally, don't underestimate the power of community and support. The Stoics valued the importance of surrounding yourself with people who inspire and encourage you. Sharing your struggles and successes with others can provide a sense of accountability and remind you that you're not alone in your journey. Whether it's a mentor, a friend, or a like-minded group, having a support system can make all the difference in maintaining your patience and persistence over time. As we move forward, let's explore how avoiding overthinking can help you stay focused and decisive, ensuring that your energy is directed toward meaningful action rather than endless deliberation. Now let's shift our focus to the 23rd Stoic tip, avoiding overthinking. The Stoics believed that overthinking is one of the greatest barriers to progress. When we spend too much time analyzing every possible outcome or worrying about what might go wrong, we often end up paralyzed, unable to take action. Stoicism teaches us to embrace clear thinking and decisive action, freeing ourselves from the mental traps that hold us back. One of the core Stoic principles here is to focus on what is within your control. Overthinking often stems from trying to predict or control outcomes that are ultimately beyond your influence. Instead of getting lost in endless what-if scenarios, the Stoics advise directing your energy toward the actions you can take right now. By narrowing your focus to the present moment and the steps you can actually take, you can break free from the cycle of overthinking and move forward with confidence. Another powerful Stoic tool for overcoming analysis paralysis is to set clear boundaries for decision-making. The Stoics understood that perfection is an illusion, and waiting for the perfect moment or solution often leads to inaction. Instead, they encouraged making decisions based on the information available at the time, trusting that you can adapt and adjust as needed. A helpful practice is to give yourself a specific time frame to make a decision. Once that time is up, commit to your choice and take the first step. This approach not only reduces overthinking but also builds your confidence in your ability to handle whatever comes next. It's also important to recognize when overthinking is rooted in fear of failure, fear of judgment, or fear of the unknown. The Stoics taught that fear is often a product of our imagination, not reality. By practicing negative visualization, as we discussed earlier, you can prepare yourself for potential challenges and reduce the anxiety that fuels overthinking. When you've already considered the worst-case scenario and accepted it as a possibility, you're less likely to get stuck in indecision. Finally, the Stoics emphasized the importance of trusting your instincts and values. When you're aligned with your core principles, decision-making becomes simpler because you have a clear framework to guide you. Ask yourself, does this choice align with my values? Does it move me closer to my goals? By grounding your decisions in what truly matters to you, you can cut through the noise of overthinking and act with purpose. As we move forward, let's explore how cultivating inner peace can help you stay calm and composed, even in the face of uncertainty, ensuring that your mind remains a source of strength rather than distraction. Now, let's turn our attention to the 24th Stoic tip, cultivating inner peace. The Stoics believed that true tranquility comes from within, not from external circumstances. While the world around us may be chaotic and unpredictable, we have the power to master our own minds and find calm amidst the storm. Inner peace, in the Stoic view, is not about avoiding challenges but about developing the resilience to face them with clarity and composure. One of the most effective ways to cultivate inner peace is through self-mastery. This means taking control of your thoughts, emotions, and reactions. The Stoics taught that we cannot control what happens to us, but we can always control how we respond. By practicing mindfulness and staying present, you can prevent your mind from being swept away by anxiety or frustration. A simple yet powerful technique is to pause and take a few deep breaths whenever you feel overwhelmed. This small act can help you regain focus and approach the situation with a calm, rational mindset. Detachment from external outcomes is another key Stoic principle for achieving inner peace. The Stoics understood that placing too much importance on things outside our control, like other people's opinions or the results of our efforts, only leads to stress and disappointment. Instead, they encouraged focusing on your own actions and intentions. Ask yourself, am I doing my best? Am I acting in alignment with my values? When you shift your attention to what you can control, you free yourself from the emotional roller coaster of external validation or failure. Another practical Stoic exercise for maintaining calm is the practice of premeditatio malorum, or negative visualization. By imagining potential challenges or setbacks, you prepare your mind to handle them with equanimity. This doesn't mean dwelling on negativity, but rather building mental resilience so that you're not caught off guard when difficulties arise. When you've already considered the worst-case scenario and accepted it as a possibility, you're better equipped to face it with grace and composure. Finally, the Stoics emphasized the importance of regular reflection to reinforce inner peace. At the end of each day, take a few moments to review your actions and thoughts. Did you respond to challenges with calm and clarity? Were there moments when you allowed external events to disturb your peace? This practice of self-examination helps you identify areas for growth and strengthens your ability to remain centered in the face of adversity. As we move forward, let's explore how being adaptable to change can help you navigate life's uncertainties with confidence and resilience, ensuring that you remain steady no matter what comes your way. Now let's shift our focus to the 25th Stoic tip, being adaptable to change. The Stoics understood that change is an inevitable part of life. Whether it's a sudden shift in circumstances, an unexpected challenge, or even a positive opportunity, life is constantly in flux. Instead of resisting or fearing change, the Stoics taught us to embrace it as a natural and necessary aspect of growth. By cultivating adaptability, you can navigate uncertainty with confidence and continue moving toward your goals, no matter what life throws your way. At the heart of Stoic adaptability is the idea of amor fati, or the love of fate. This principle encourages us to accept and even welcome whatever happens, not because we enjoy hardship, but because we recognize that every experience, good or bad, offers a chance to learn and grow. When you view change as an opportunity rather than a threat, you become more resilient and open to new possibilities. For example, if you lose a job, instead of dwelling on the setback, you might see it as a chance to explore a new career path or develop skills you've been meaning to work on. This mindset shift can transform what feels like a loss into a stepping stone toward something greater. Adaptability also requires letting go of rigid expectations. The Stoics believed that clinging too tightly to specific outcomes often leads to frustration and disappointment. Instead, they encouraged focusing on the process and the effort you put in rather than the results. For instance, if you're working toward a promotion, you can't control whether your boss will choose you, but you can control how diligently you perform your duties and how you handle challenges along the way. By detaching from the outcome and committing to doing your best, you free yourself from unnecessary stress and remain flexible enough to pivot if things don't go as planned. Another key aspect of adaptability is maintaining a sense of perspective. The Stoics often reminded themselves of the bigger picture, recognizing that even the most significant changes are just small moments in the grand scheme of life. When faced with a major shift, ask yourself, will this matter in a year, 5 years? This exercise helps you avoid overreacting and keeps you grounded in what truly matters. It's a reminder that while change can feel overwhelming in the moment, it's often temporary and manageable with the right mindset. Finally, adaptability thrives on preparation. The Stoics practiced premeditatio malorum, or negative visualization, not to dwell on fear but to prepare for potential challenges. By imagining how you might handle different scenarios, you build mental flexibility and reduce the shock of unexpected changes. For example, if you're starting a new project, consider what could go wrong and how you'd respond. This kind of mental rehearsal helps you stay calm and resourceful when faced with real-life disruptions. As we move forward, let's explore how practicing generosity and kindness can enrich your relationships and align with Stoic virtues, creating a life of deeper meaning and connection. Now, let's turn our attention to the 26th Stoic tip: practicing generosity and kindness. While Stoicism is often associated with self-discipline and emotional resilience, it also places a strong emphasis on virtues like generosity and kindness as essential expressions of a well-lived life. The Stoics believed that true fulfillment comes not just from personal success, but from contributing to the well-being of others. By practicing generosity and kindness, you not only align yourself with Stoic virtues, but also create deeper, more meaningful connections in both your personal and professional life. Generosity, in the Stoic sense, isn't just about giving material things, it's about offering your time, attention, and support to others. It's about recognizing that we are all part of a larger community and that our actions have the power to uplift those around us. For example, something as simple as listening attentively to a colleague's concerns or offering encouragement to a friend can have a profound impact. These small acts of kindness ripple outward, fostering trust and goodwill in your relationships. Kindness, too, is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. The Stoics taught that every person is deserving of respect and compassion, regardless of their circumstances or behavior. This doesn't mean you have to agree with everyone or tolerate mistreatment, but it does mean approaching others with empathy and understanding. When you choose kindness, even in difficult situations, you demonstrate strength of character and a commitment to virtue. For instance, if someone criticizes you unfairly, responding with patience and grace rather than anger can diffuse tension and open the door to constructive dialogue. In professional settings, generosity and kindness can transform workplace dynamics. Leaders who prioritize these qualities create environments where employees feel valued and motivated. A manager who takes the time to acknowledge a team member's hard work or offers support during a challenging project fosters loyalty and collaboration. Similarly, colleagues who practice kindness by sharing knowledge or helping each other succeed, build stronger, more cohesive teams. These actions not only enhance productivity, but also create a culture of mutual respect and shared purpose. On a personal level, generosity and kindness strengthen bonds with family and friends. Acts of thoughtfulness, like remembering a loved one's favorite book or offering to help with a task, show that you care deeply about their happiness. These gestures, though small, reinforce the foundation of trust and affection that sustains relationships over time. The Stoics understood that such connections are vital to a fulfilling life, reminding us that we thrive not in isolation but in community. As we reflect on the importance of generosity and kindness, it's worth considering how these virtues align with the Stoic ideal of living in harmony with nature. By contributing to the well-being of others, we fulfill our role as social beings and create a life rich in purpose and connection. With this in mind, let's explore how overcoming procrastination can help you take immediate action toward your goals, ensuring that your intentions translate into meaningful progress. Now, let's shift our focus to the 27th Stoic tip: avoiding procrastination. The Stoics were firm believers in taking immediate action, understanding that delay often leads to missed opportunities and unnecessary stress. Procrastination, in their view, is not just a bad habit, it's a failure to align your actions with your values and goals. By putting things off, you allow fear, doubt, or laziness to take control, which undermines your ability to live a virtuous and purposeful life. To the Stoics, time is a precious and finite resource. Every moment wasted is a moment you can never reclaim. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most famous Stoic philosophers, often reminded himself of the fleeting nature of time, urging himself to act with urgency and purpose. He understood that procrastination is a form of self-sabotage, preventing you from making progress and fulfilling your potential. By taking immediate action, you not only honor the value of time, but also build momentum toward your goals. So, how can you overcome procrastination? One effective Stoic strategy is to break tasks into smaller, manageable steps. When a goal feels overwhelming, it's easy to delay starting. But by dividing it into smaller actions, you make it less intimidating and more achievable. For example, if you're working on a large project, focus on completing just one section or even one paragraph at a time. This approach reduces the mental barrier to starting and helps you build confidence as you make steady progress. Another Stoic technique is to remind yourself of the consequences of inaction. The Stoics often practiced negative visualization, imagining the worst-case scenarios that could arise from procrastination. For instance, if you delay preparing for an important presentation, you might imagine the stress of last-minute cramming or the disappointment of delivering a subpar performance. By visualizing these outcomes, you create a sense of urgency that motivates you to act now rather than later. Additionally, the Stoics emphasized the importance of aligning your actions with your values. When you procrastinate, ask yourself why you're avoiding the task. Is it because it feels unimportant, or are you simply afraid of failure? By reconnecting with your deeper purpose and reminding yourself why the task matters, you can reignite your motivation. For example, if you're putting off a fitness goal, remind yourself that staying healthy allows you to live a fuller, more active life, a value that aligns with Stoic principles of self-discipline and well-being. Finally, the Stoics encouraged cultivating a mindset of discipline and self-mastery. Procrastination often stems from a lack of self-control, but by practicing small acts of discipline daily, you can strengthen your ability to take action. Start with simple habits like waking up at a consistent time or completing a small task as soon as you think of it. Over time, these small victories build your capacity to tackle larger challenges without hesitation. By embracing these Stoic strategies, you can overcome procrastination and take meaningful steps toward your goals. Remember, the Stoics believed that action is the bridge between intention and achievement. With this in mind, let's explore how continuous learning can further enhance your journey toward personal growth and success. Now, let's turn our attention to the 28th Stoic tip, seeking wisdom through continuous learning. The Stoics placed immense value on the pursuit of knowledge, believing that wisdom is not a destination but a lifelong journey. For them, learning was not just about acquiring information. It was about cultivating a deeper understanding of the world, refining your character, and aligning your actions with virtue. In a world that's constantly changing, the Stoics saw continuous learning as essential for adapting, growing, and living a meaningful life. One of the most powerful Stoic practices for lifelong learning is the habit of daily reflection. At the end of each day, take a few moments to review what you've learned, whether it's from a book, a conversation, or even a mistake. Ask yourself, what new insights did I gain today? How can I apply this knowledge to improve myself or help others? This simple practice not only reinforces what you've learned, but also helps you stay mindful of your growth over time. Another way to incorporate learning into your daily routine is to set aside dedicated time for reading or studying. The Stoics were avid readers, often turning to the works of philosophers, historians, and poets for inspiration and guidance. You don't need to spend hours each day. Even 15 or 20 minutes of focused reading can make a significant difference. Choose materials that challenge your thinking, expand your perspective, or deepen your understanding of Stoic principles. Over time, these small investments in learning compound, leading to profound personal growth. The Stoics also believed in learning through experience. They encouraged stepping outside your comfort zone and embracing new challenges as opportunities to grow. Whether it's taking on a new project at work, learning a new skill, or engaging in meaningful conversations with people who have different viewpoints, every experience offers a chance to gain wisdom. By approaching life with curiosity and an open mind, you can turn even the most ordinary moments into valuable lessons. Another key aspect of Stoic learning is humility. The Stoics recognized that no matter how much you know, there's always more to learn. This mindset keeps you grounded and open to new ideas, even when they challenge your existing beliefs. Cultivate the habit of asking questions and seeking feedback from others. Remember, wisdom isn't about having all the answers, it's about being willing to explore, question, and grow. Finally, the Stoics emphasized the importance of applying what you learn. Knowledge without action is meaningless. As you gain new insights, look for ways to put them into practice in your daily life. For example, if you've been studying Stoic principles of resilience, test them out the next time you face a challenge. By integrating learning with action, you not only deepen your understanding but also create tangible progress toward your goals. By embracing the Stoic commitment to continuous learning, you can cultivate a mindset of curiosity, humility, and growth. Remember, the pursuit of wisdom is not a race, it's a journey that enriches every aspect of your life. With this in mind, let's explore how staying true to your values can guide your decisions and help you achieve lasting success. Now, let's shift our focus to the 29th Stoic tip, staying true to your values. The Stoics believed that living in alignment with your core values is the foundation of a meaningful and fulfilling life. Your values act as a compass, guiding your decisions, actions, and ultimately your goals. When you're clear about what truly matters to you, it becomes easier to navigate life's challenges and stay on course, even when distractions or obstacles arise. At the heart of Stoic philosophy is the idea that virtue, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance should be the guiding principles of your life. These virtues aren't just abstract ideals, they're practical tools for making decisions that align with your deepest beliefs. For example, if courage is one of your core values, you'll be more likely to take bold steps toward your goals, even when fear or uncertainty tries to hold you back. Similarly, if justice is a priority, you'll strive to treat others fairly and contribute to the greater good, even when it's inconvenient. Living in alignment with your values also helps you prioritize what truly matters. In a world filled with endless distractions and competing demands, it's easy to lose sight of your goals. But when you're grounded in your values, you can filter out the noise and focus on what's truly important. For instance, if you value simplicity and minimalism, you might choose to declutter your life, letting go of material possessions or commitments that don't serve your higher purpose. This clarity allows you to channel your energy into pursuits that align with your values and bring you closer to your goals. Another key aspect of staying true to your values is consistency. The Stoics emphasized the importance of acting in harmony with your beliefs, even when it's difficult. This means making choices that reflect your values, not just in big moments but in everyday actions. For example, if you value honesty, you'll strive to be truthful in all your interactions, even when it's uncomfortable. Over time, this consistency builds trust both in yourself and in your relationships with others. Staying true to your values also provides a sense of inner peace. When your actions align with your beliefs, you experience a deep sense of integrity and fulfillment. On the other hand, compromising your values can lead to inner conflict and regret. The Stoics understood that true happiness comes from living authentically, not from external achievements or approval. By staying true to your values, you create a life that feels genuine and meaningful regardless of external circumstances. Finally, aligning your goals with your values ensures that your pursuits are not only achievable but also deeply satisfying. When your goals reflect what you truly care about, you're more likely to stay motivated and resilient in the face of challenges. For example, if one of your core values is growth, you might set a goal to learn a new skill or take on a challenging project. Because this goal aligns with your values, it will feel purposeful and rewarding even when the journey is tough. By staying true to your values, you create a life that's not only successful but also deeply fulfilling. The Stoics remind us that true success isn't about external achievement. It's about living in harmony with what matters most to you. As we move forward, let's explore how celebrating small wins along the way can keep you motivated and inspired on your journey toward your goals. Now, let's turn our attention to the final Stoic tip, celebrating small wins. The Stoics understood that progress toward your goals isn't always about monumental achievement. It's also about recognizing and appreciating the small steps that move you forward. By taking the time to acknowledge these moments, you not only boost your motivation but also build a sense of momentum that keeps you inspired on your journey. Celebrating small wins is a powerful way to stay connected to your progress, especially when the path to your goals feels long or challenging. Think of it like climbing a mountain. Each step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to the summit. By pausing to appreciate the view from each new vantage point, you remind yourself of how far you've come and why the effort is worth it. This practice helps you stay grounded and focused, even when the bigger picture feels overwhelming. The Stoics believed in the importance of gratitude and mindfulness, and celebrating small wins is an extension of these principles. When you take a moment to recognize your achievements, whether it's completing a task, overcoming a fear, or simply staying consistent, you cultivate a mindset of appreciation. This not only boosts your morale but also reinforces the positive habits and behaviors that lead to success. For example, if you've been working on a project and finally finish a difficult section, taking a moment to acknowledge that accomplishment can reignite your enthusiasm for the next phase. Another benefit of celebrating small wins is that it helps you build resilience. Life is full of ups and downs, and progress isn't always linear. By focusing on the small victories, you create a buffer against discouragement. Even if you face setbacks, you can look back at the progress you've made and remind yourself that you're capable of overcoming obstacles. This perspective shift can make all the difference when you're navigating challenges or feeling stuck. Celebrating small wins also fosters a sense of accomplishment and self-worth. When you consistently recognize your efforts, you reinforce the belief that you're making progress, no matter how incremental it may seem. This builds confidence and encourages you to keep pushing forward. For instance, if you've been practicing a new skill and notice even a slight improvement, celebrating that growth can motivate you to continue practicing and refining your abilities. Finally, this practice helps you stay present and engaged in the process of achieving your goals. Too often, we get caught up in the end result and forget to appreciate the journey. By celebrating small wins, you shift your focus to the here and now, finding joy and fulfillment in the daily steps that lead to your ultimate success. This aligns with the Stoic emphasis on living mindfully and finding contentment in the present moment. As we wrap up our exploration of Stoic tips for achieving your goals, remember that success isn't just about reaching the finish line. It's about embracing the journey and finding meaning in every step along the way. By staying true to your values, embracing challenges, and celebrating your progress, you create a life that's not only successful but also deeply fulfilling. Thank you for joining me on this journey through Stoic wisdom. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more insights on living a purposeful and resilient life. Until next time, keep striving, keep growing, and keep celebrating every win, no matter how small. As we bring this journey through Stoic wisdom to a close, let's take a moment to reflect on the 30 powerful tips we've explored together. From focusing on what you can control to celebrating small wins, each principle offers a unique way to approach your goals with clarity, resilience, and purpose. These Stoic practices aren't just isolated ideas, they work together to create a mindset that empowers you to navigate challenges, stay grounded, and achieve lasting success. Whether it's embracing obstacles as opportunities, practicing gratitude, or staying true to your values, these tools are designed to help you build a life of meaning and fulfillment. Now it's your turn to put these principles into action. Start small. Choose 1 or 2 tips that resonate with you and begin applying them in your daily life. Over time, you'll notice how these practices transform not just your approach to goals, but your overall perspective on life. And as you do, I'd love to hear about your experiences. Share your thoughts, progress, or even your challenges in the comments below. Your journey could inspire someone else to take their first step toward a more stoic way of living. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on more insights like these. Together, let's continue striving, growing, and embracing the wisdom of Stoicism to create lives that are not only successful but deeply fulfilling. Thank you for being part of this journey, and I can't wait to see where your Stoic path takes you next. Until then, keep moving forward one step at a time.